longest side. And our formula, which hopefully you have memorized by now, was h equals big square root sign of a squared plus b squared. Okay, we use that formula to find the longest side, which is the hypotenuse. If we are trying to find one of the shorter sides of the right angle triangle, then we need to use this formula here. Now, little a, remember that when we're labeling our triangle, little a and little b, it doesn't really matter which one is which. But for the sake of using this formula, we're going to make little a the shorter side that we're trying to find. And little b will be the other shorter side that we're given. Okay, so here are the questions. Example number 1. Let's label the sides just so that we make sure we use the right ones in the right places. Across from the right angle, this side here has to be the hypotenuse. I'm trying to find this shorter side, which is labeled A for me, which makes things easy. And that means that B will be this other shorter side. Okay, so knowing that I'm finding a shorter side, I write down my formula, which is A equals big square root of h squared minus b squared. Okay, so this formula does have a minus sign in it, so it is important that you get them the right way around when you substitute them in. So the h is the longest one, which is 2.6, and I square it. Minus the b was 1, so 1 squared. So just like last time, you'll have 3 lines. You'll have the formula, the substitution, and then we go to our calculator for the answer. So square root of 2.6 squared minus 1 squared. Okay, and that comes out as 2.4. And I do have units, which are centimetres. Okay, so it's going to be practicing that over and over. So let's try it again for question 2. The h will be the 17, that's the longest side, it's across from the right angle. The a is labelled for me, so this side here will be the b. Write the formula down. A equals big square root sign, h squared minus b squared. Subbing in, the h was 17. So square root 17 squared minus 15 was the b, so 15 squared. And third line, calculator. Square root 17 squared minus 15 squared. And that equals a nice whole number 8. And that will be in kilometres this time. Whatever the units are on your question will be the units in your answer. The thing to look out for, if I was really trying to trick you, is that I'd give you different units. I'd give you 1 in centimetres and 1 in millimetres. That would be an extra little trick I could play on you. And you just have to make them the same before you did it. Question 3. So the 40 is going to be the hypotenuse. The A is labelled, 29 will be the B. Write the formula down. A equals big square root sign, hypotenuse squared minus b squared. Second line, sub in. The hypotenuse is 40. 40 squared minus, the shorter side is 29. So 29 squared. And calculator. Big square root. 40 squared minus 29 squared. And we're going to have to round this to 2 decimal places. So that means I want the 5 and the 4. Because there is a 9 in the next place, I'll need to round up. So it'll be 27.55. And my units are millimetres. Okay? So, very similar, but you just need to make sure that you're getting the H and the B correct. The next step that we're going to be learning after this is that you need to be able to identify when to use the hypotenuse formula and when to use the shorter side formula. We'll start mixing them up, but not today. So today it's all the shorter side. In these ones here, you do have other letters, not A, so you might want to, when we do that, I'll start the first one for you. So the hypotenuse is the 25. The A is going to be the one that I'm trying to find, which is going to be the T, and the B will be the other side, the 20. So formula A equals square root of H squared. It's all right. The H is the 25, and the B squared is 20. And I just need to change, instead of saying A equals, I make that T equals because it gave me a different letter. Okay, and then you can calculate from there. All right? I would like you to try to remember to do it, please. If you don't remember, I probably won't mark you down on your test, but it is something that you should be trying to do, please.